again and just start another run. And hopefully this one takes the highlights of the last run and makes all the bad highlights better. And actually I can just explain the actual movements better than the hodgepodge of words I tried using in the first run, because I am a nervous wreck on live. If you've ever actually seen me live before. So again, keeping it simple. Wall physics are a little weird, no more bonking, so instead of careening into a wall at Mach speed and launching off of it, no longer works that way, and I will be, as I will demonstrate in a second, actually trying to initiate a wall ride. I guess if I had to explain it, because again, Solar doesn't really know the answer, can't say much with how much I talked with Ezone that they know the answer either, but no known reason why the Switch version has bonking, or the PC version has bonking. My guess is it's a byproduct off of the wall ride feature, that wall ride mechanic that Ezone made, because the wall ride was intentional for the game, and I guess trying to, from my knowledge of very little game actual game coding and coding in general, my guess is you would have to somehow write code to make the car model function when connecting with a vertical? Is that the word I'm looking for? Vertical? A vertical object such as a wall, and that would initiate a wall ride, which hopefully, if the stream is going, that can be clarified. If, you know, the stream is not going well, based on my crappy internet connection, I will be uploading the actual recording, and hopefully in the comment section and in the Ezone general Discord or CarQuest Discord chat room, I will get some clarification on how that wall ride mechanic has made function with the car. But again, scary. I lost control of the car because the wheels went off the side of the floor, and a weird little thing, if you seen it before in one of my Switch runs, is the car sometimes likes to clip through that floor, the model, if you go over it like that and try and like 50-50 grind it, and sometimes it even like pushes you up, so you tend to just lose control when you go off the side of like a bridge or of a floor, because you're not supposed to, you know, drive on the air. Or sometimes my guessing is the again, I'm not a coding genius, and nor will I probably ever be in my life, but I would say you would have to code the model of the car, i.e. the wheels, so that when they're on the ground, they move on the ground. So I would say the wheels on the one side that's hanging off the wall, ever so slightly, are actually trying to ride up the wall, and the wheels that are still on the ground are trying to ride on the ground, and you know, that doesn't seem like they'll function like that. But you know, I'm not a genius. I just claim to have spent a really long time playing this game, finding secrets, finding glitches, finding the most optimal route to beat the game as quickly as possible, and on the side, challenges that have made me ever so insane to my fellow speedrunners for doing in the wee hours of the night, such as one-handed, which, if I have to say right now, is the most tame challenge run I've ever done. Okay, Solar, I believe, touched upon that. There are still weird physics with connecting with certain walls and ramps in this game. Doesn't happen in the Switch version, or very little in the Switch version. We don't know. As far as to the best of my knowledge, we don't know why that's happening, and we're hoping it doesn't happen as much in the future when we actually get down to actually smoothing out the routes for PC. So, I don't know. It's weird. I'm actually not getting as frustrated as I will. This is actually really calming. As I've said in the previous recording and stream, if you caught that, is that, you know, PC version is fast. Loading screens go by faster. I don't have to scroll down to the bottom of the menu to actually menu out. I can actually hover my mouse over the menu button, press the start button on my controller, which I highly recommend when you get this game, to plug in any USB controller. Honestly, I've played with a Switch controller. I'm currently playing with an Xbox 360 controller, a very old wired one. I've had hooked up a wheel, but it is also an old styled wheel, so I don't think the buttons function correctly on Windows 10 and Steam controller support, so it didn't really use the pedals and only a few buttons worked. Though when you actually look at the controller map, it only shows the A button, the B button, and the drift button as the main functions for moving forward, besides the moving forward and backwards, besides D-pad. If you have played the Switch version, you know that uh, right trigger is also acceleration, and left bumper and left trigger are brake slash reverse, which I like using the right bumper for acceleration because it's right uh, below drift, and that, you know, in my mind makes it easier. So I decided to play it a little safe and actually collect the full 9 cycle, just in case something happens, and not entirely because I lost focus, because I'm rambling at the moment. Oh no, didn't work. A thing that we're gonna have to be that was briefly touched in the tips and tricks live stream was if we're doing in-game time or that is weird. That was kind of creepy looking, that it crawled up the ledge like a spider. Okay, that we either use real-time attack or in-game time. I actually like the thought of using in-game time for PC version. But I also, I think when we get the PC version page made on the speedrun.com, which I hope is separate from the Switch version, because while there are a few world record breaking tricks that are just solely based on luck left, if I can somehow get 1 or 2 of those in the PC route, obviously with the load time and just completing tricks on first try, theoretically load time would make in-game time and real-time attack faster than what the limits are on Switch. So I would actually like, cause like, what the, I wouldn't say that, but the Hot Wheels Unleashed, and, what they did was they had both in-game time and, RTA, and I don't know, it's been a while since I looked at the page, but it explained how it was talked about. In-game time had a separate leaderboard, but on the same page. Like, the leaderboard was on the same page, it just said first place in RTA, and then someone was in, like, first place in in-game time. But I feel like there's also, I think, another setting in speedrun.com where you can actually show both in-game time and real-time attack, and I kind of just want that. We'll probably based off the world record on in-game time, but I really, for the moment, I want to see what the current difference between real time is with how the loads are so fast, because by the end of the game for Switch, the real time is about, let me see, I had about a 36, 35, no, it's a 35, like, 40 for the in-game time, but the current world record is at a 37 something 37:20. I would somewhere around that. It's been a while since I looked at the actual number, but here I'll try this out. Hopefully it works and it doesn't. Kind of sad that it didn't work. I've been getting that through the practice sessions that I've had briefly before trying to function the stream for this. But yeah, it's about like depending on how long you continue to play the game. Real-time attack goes up more than in-game time, because you'll probably be loading to the menu, loading screens, and the timer kind of stops and pauses at points in the game, and that's how it gets to be the real-time attack being a lot well, saying slower is weird, because at the same time it's just that there's going to be more time on the timer at the end of the game, because you don't pause real-time attack. Whew, okay. Hot Cocoa is a menace for finding this as quickly as he did, which as I was going back through the memory lane, getting prepared for this, I was gonna upload a world record time back when, you know, the time was close to an hour. Hot Cocoa came in so fast. He came in so fast, under the radar for me. I was, you know, ooh. At the time, I didn't have, you know, a game capture device, so I literally had to set up a tripod with the cheap camcorder, and the camcorder at the time would stop recordings at you know, like 56 minutes. And at the time, that was fine, because the world record was like 56. Oh, here's that trick I can show off. Now that I fell the wrong way. But yeah, so I had to work my butt off to get faster than an hour, to actually, you know, 59 minutes, so the camera actually doesn't stop recording the run and splits the video. And I don't know how to edit things, and then editing, I feared if I edit it like that, it would, you know, come off as a spliced run, and, you know, looking back on it, it probably would have been fine, seeing how splicing together the stopped recording and the extra recording the camera did, knowing itself that it would stop recording around that 56-minute mark and then just pick up with another recording. I don't know why cameras do that on some cameras. It just seems like a stupid function. Because I want to record. I don't want you to stop. If like the battery is gonna die, then you can stop recording. But or if the camera is overheating, then you can stop recording to save the data. But like I don't need an automatic system to stop if because you know I'll probably stop it in a few seconds anyways, or however long I want to stop it. But yeah, it just felt I don't need to do that. It just felt, you know, to me, I want to set an actual standing and actually be, you know, not having problems with what I set out to do. And oh yeah, to get back onto the right tracks, with what I was saying about hot cocoa was I was starting to route the game faster, because when I started playing it, I followed what Cutthroat did to the letter, practically, and I found, you know, when I finished the game, I found some inconsistencies with it, where I would, you know, there were a few level pieces in the hub that we collected towards the end of the game that I didn't realize what they were doing, because every piece in this game does something. The piece I collected right now makes it so that when I go into the observatory, I actually go into the observatory and not the longest level in the game, which would have screwed the run indefinitely. But the pieces just didn't seem to add up, so what I did was I played with hints on for the very first time, and I collected every single piece that we do in the run, seeing where it goes, and I found a few chains, cause, you know, especially in the hub, or in every level, pieces unlock more pieces to collect, which in the end would unlock the ultimate piece that would unlock a new level or large portion of the hub. And in this chain, a few of them just didn't go, they went up to pieces that we never collected in general, or they unlocked levels that we would never go to. So I decided, for speed of efficiency, I'm gonna just menu out because I don't want to get frustrated doing that thing over and over again, because again, I don't have the time to reset, and I didn't have the time in setting up my internet to practice that wall ride over and over again like I would on the Switch that I've already done previously, because it's different now. But I just found the chains and I said, hey, this piece is not needed, so, you know, I'm not gonna collect it and see how this run goes. Okay, well, I don't need this piece, and apparently I don't need these pieces, so I won't collect those either. And then eventually I found that, hey, these 7 odd pieces we never collect, I'm just gonna start practicing this route without collecting the pieces, and you know, without much skill, it's, you know, already pushed past close enough to the you know, almost under an hour mark, where my camera could actually record fully in one sitting. So I just had to get the skill to push it closer and closer to actually make it a world record run and actually record it in one run. And then along came Hot Coco, who had the skill to first take the route. I didn't publicize my route yet, because conceitedly, one would like to publish their material first before, you know, someone ultimately in the speedrunning community takes it and improves upon it, and then actually gets to set their world record with it. So he just came out of nowhere, following the current route and just blowing that out already past into the 50-minute mark. Like, you know, jeez, that's what I wanted to do. And I looked at it and I'm all like, he's still using the run previously and not realizing that the pieces don't need to be collected. So I'll do my route and upload it, and then right when I was gonna hit the publish button, I checked speedrun.com to see if it would be a world record if I upload it, and lo and behold, here is Michael pulling out a way faster run because he added that little triangle jump over in the university, and still collected the pieces that my run didn't collect, and he was still like 3 minutes faster than what I was just about to upload. So I scrapped that. Sadly, I wish I kept it, because I kind of wanted to look back on that memory and see what I actually did first. And re-uploaded the run by also adding in the little triangle jump. And I blew that time out of the water for the world record. And then, you know, in the next coming months, I found another, you know, little thing to do, change here and there, and ultimately, I kept pushing the boundaries, and then that's when we found, it came in contact with the old runners, which, a little fun story about that was, they stopped after beating the boss. They didn't actually collect the stained glass, and gone to the end credits. They thought the game ended after beating the boss. You know, if you don't listen to the dialogue, beating the boss does kind of seem like the end of the game, because you go back to the hub, and the hub is practically completed, since you have to go through all the levels and complete the levels to get to the boss fight normally. So it did look like you completed the game, but if I don't know. To me, it seemed glaringly obvious that there are stained glasses to collect and finish, especially if you actually had the hints on. It would say in the dialogue, "Hey, stained glasses are missing in the museum." But for the longest time, there's a picture floating around of one of the speedrunners from the old community who got like a 34 minutes. That's mind-boggling, because at the time when we found that, it was like, 50 minutes. How are we going to push near 15-minute difference? Which, seeing how things are going on the Switch version, seems pretty close to getting. But at the time, it felt like, God, how did they do that and not leave behind a record? A YouTube video, Twitch clips, any of that, to show that route of how they got from what we currently are doing, 50 minutes, to near 30 minutes. And then we asked them again, they didn't complete the game. They just stopped, which, was a giant laugh when we found out, because, again, seeing how things are going, doesn't actually seem that far off. But I digress. I kind of hated that triangle jump because, again, I was about to set the world record for the first time in any game, and it would be practically mostly all of my idea that would make it a fast world record. A little bit of my ego says I could have came up with that. Especially around the time where I was trying to figure out if there was a way to skip Waddle, because Waddle at the time was pretty hard to get. But honestly, when I look at it, I view Hot Cocoa as my speedrunning rival for Car Quest, seeing how we came head to head in times and trading off who had the world record, to the point when we actually added collecting the secret batteries for battery collecting. I did a little slower version, again, since Switch version has a slower loading screen. Going to Sheep wasn't the fastest, even though it has more batteries, so when I did Sheep and I got the world record, and then I shaved it down a minute faster, when I uploaded it, it became third place, because both Solar and Hot Cocoa uploaded the version with it in using tutorial, which, on another side story, I absolutely hated tutorial, because personally I don't like tutorial levels. It just seems like making the game slower, even though Ezone, wonderful job on the tutorial level, with hints or off hints, because it didn't really change how fast it was. It wasn't like a training course. It functioned as the theme of other levels. It had its own mechanic, trying to find a hidden piece, and that hidden piece unlocked both the ending and the actual piece that you needed to use for the hub. And that set the tone for what the game meant. You would have to go into levels, collect the pieces that would unlock the final piece and the exit to the level, and go to the next level and in the hub and collect all the pieces to get to that level. And that was enjoyable. Even though it was a tutorial level, it was still enjoyable. But personally, and also because it bugged Hot Cocoa, because I liked, for a short period of time, I dubbed a portion, if I actually had life splits, as tutorial skip, where I would collect that very first piece in the world, and then I would do a use the ramp to jump out of the world, not the how to get onto the center bridge early. That came way later when we were trolling through Twitter clips and talking to the old runners and what they did. But it was just going the other way, and I found like 4 different ways to do it, and each one just bothered him because being the progressive trick finder I was, any new trick could have the potential of making the game faster. And he hated doing tutorial skip because you would have to basically you know, do a little weird mechanic where you use the kind of how what it's doing now for the center bridge skip, where you're using the momentum and the momentum of the ramp to actually get your speed and change your direction, so that you can actually clip over the wall instead of bonking into it or riding up it. So it was a little hard to set up the tutorial skip, because you would have to do all of that in a very confined space, and he hated doing that, especially when it got like 2.5 world records out of doing that. So what I'm doing, hopefully, oh god, this is gonna be tight. I don't think I'll ever make it, but at least I can get this like this. I'm not gonna make it like that. It's not gonna happen in this cycle. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. But I don't know, seemed pretty funny. That, you know, even when it was obsolete, I still found a few new tutorial skips, and he outright said it. That's stupid. I hate it. Thank God we never have to do it again. A little saddening towards me to hear that on my efforts, but then again, valid point. It is stupid. Thank God we don't have to do it again, because center bridge skip very fast, tutorial secret batteries very fast, which again I might actually change. Secret, tell no secrets. There might be a new hypothetical route in the making for Switch version, where I collect a lot less in tutorial. But that is for another time, and hopefully I can actually explain it when I play it. I don't know, this is a lot slower than the last run. got that first try. But I don't know, I like reminiscing on what we did in this game. Ice, again, was what practically started my trick hunting. Especially when, you know, Hot Cocoa being my rival, he came out one day posting to Twitter a little clip that was the, collecting that little house piece. Very different in how it's done on PC, but that was major because we would not have to collect 2 pieces up top to then collect that piece. We would just ramp over it and collect it easily. And I decided, let me see if I can improve ice level a bit more than I've already had with that, and I came out with like 2 or 3 skips for ice level that day. And, you know, I'm proud of it. We only use like 1 of them, but still, tricks are tricks, and they, while there are tricks that we don't use and probably will never use, it kept me thinking, and a lot of them actually expanded how I viewed CarQuest and how blocks, how they're shaped, could be used, and, you know, ultimately make and find an actual trick that does make the game faster. I've been rambling, and hopefully people watching this aren't bored, aren't disgusted, and how I'm not really getting to a certain point, and are just actually just taking in the joy of finding CarQuest and watching it and playing it, hopefully, once it comes out, and finding your own tricks, improving on the new setups for some of the tricks that we're gonna have to do, and ultimately I hope to see more people uploading to the leaderboard. Coming to the closer end of this, and I'm running out of things to say. Ezone as a whole, man, this has been one roller coaster. I've already stated this in the chat, but like, the 2.5 years of playing this game and speedrunning it, and, you know, trying to find a way to get like a PC version of this so that we could do more things like, you know, make our own levels, make mods, do more tricks and challenge runs, because let's face it, I have bought like 3 special controllers to try and do challenges on, and adapters, and they don't work with the Switch. So with a computer, with a bit of instructions, I could probably code in the controller functions and actually have like a Guitar Hero controller, or, you know, DK bongos, which I thought would work since they're a Nintendo product, but they sadly did not function. Uh, you know, I think you said you were gonna watch the recording since the stream cut out for you. I'm, you know, every new turn with interactions that I've made with you has been, to me, an impossible dream. 'Cause, you know, starting this, I thought, you know, the few people in the speedrunning community, probably the only people I would ever get to talk to about how I feel and how great and amazing this game is to me. This game, apart from retro games, because I'm a retro game head, uh, as a new game in the 2010s, you know, decade, because 2018, I believe, this game was made for the Switch. It, you know, I did it again. I did it again. Okay, well, I'm so mad I did it again. I did it again. Okay, anyways, I can't ramble. So, right, on the track. This is a modern game. Top 3. I, knowing some of the people in the speedrunning community, they probably don't share my feelings on this game, but this is a game that I've already spent hundreds of hours in. I won't be bored doing this game over and over again. Even if I can't unlock any more cars, even if there's no more levels to do, even if there's no, you know, in the end, no new route, I will still pick up this game until my Switch dies. And that says a lot. So having the interactions that we've did in the span of the 2.5 years, trying to, well, I really wanted to get the iOS version, the phone, but that one didn't work. But trying to get the PC ported, trying, you know, just to do something more with the game. And then you, Ezone, coming out, answering to the best of your knowledge, and saying, yeah, we would like to port it to PC, but, you know, more projects to do. And then, you know, Solar coming in and porting it to PC, and then you coming back to us and saying, yes, this is a big project, and we're gonna, with your help, Solar, port this to Steam. Like, something that I thought, after, you know, losing the contact over Twitter, but not like after, I'm trying to like piece together every timeline. You know, after getting you to follow me on Twitter after I uploaded a world record and tagged you on it, and, you know, I thought that was it, right? That was the last connection I'll probably ever make with Ezone. And I was fine with that. I was fine with having that recognition from the creators of the games that I like to run. But, you know, hearing from Solar saying, hey, Ezone knows like I'm talking to Ezone about porting it to the PC, and the little project that I thought was practically just gonna be, you know, between the people in the speedrunning community as a PC port is gonna be ported to Steam, and then here Ezone came out with saying, hey, for Steam Next Fest, who wants to be the speedrunner to speedrun it firsthand? I raised my hand when I had good internet. I regretted it. Well, regretted it is a weird word to say, wrong word to say, because I don't regret this experience at all. I just, have a lot of stress on how it went with the internet. But, I never thought I would ever get to talk with the creators of the game I love as much as I have currently, and be a part of something this big besides being a world record holder, is what I was trying to say. Um, and I hope people see this, people actually had a good time watching the stream, or struggled watching the stream, but know that I have it recorded and I'm gonna upload both run recordings and actually get the correct timing done. Um, I hope you actually pick it up, either Switch or PC, and, have as much fun as I did, because I know I will continue playing this game till my computer dies, and then the new computer I make till that one dies too. I don't know how to end this. I never do streams. This is a new thing, talking and rambling, and then usually I would just stop the recording right after the I enter the portal, because entering the portal means runs over, and the less time I have after entering the portal, I don't have to cut back on to get the correct timing done. So hopefully, if anyone has the internet power to actually watch my stream, enjoy the rest of your day. But this is it for this stream, and hopefully the recording comes out way better than this.